All right, algebra students. While I am out for a few days, I'm going to be giving you these lessons through video here. We are on 2.6 now, and we're going to be solving compound inequalities. Okay, so that's where x can be a variety of different numbers. Okay, so let's check out our different situations. We have 4 different situations here we're going to take a look at. The first one here is, here's one situation. All real numbers greater than 2 and less than 6. So see this and part, that makes it compound. So it's greater than 2, less than 6. All right, so we're talking about x here. X greater than 2, less than 6. This is what it would look like with algebra. X greater than 2, and x is also less than 6. Okay, we can put that together into one thing just like this. We put x here in the middle, and here we have x being greater than 2 because the greater side over here is with the x. All right, then on this side we have the less than sign pointing to x, showing that x is less than 6. Okay, so if we graph it, here's our graph. We got an open circle on 2, open circle on 6, because it can't equal it. And then it's just showing we got the numbers in between 2 and 6. So x can be any of those numbers there. All right? If you have the equal to part with it, it's the same thing, but you're just going to fill in the circles to show that x can be equal to 2 or x can be equal to 6 and any number in between those two. All right, the other type we have is or. So check this one out. All numbers less than 2 or greater than 6. Okay, so there's only one way to write it, and it's just like this here. We have x less than 2, or x can be greater than 6. So graphing it, it would look just like this. Open circle on 2 because it can't equal 2. Here's all your numbers less than 2. And then we have ourselves an open circle on 6, and it shows all of our numbers greater than 6. So basically, x can't be any of these numbers in between here. Okay? If we had an equal sign with it, it would be the same. It'd look exactly the same, except filling in the circle here and filling in the circle here to show it could be 2 and 6. All right? Compound inequalities. Good stuff. So let's take a look at how we solve some of these using some algebra. Okay, so here is our first ones here. And in fact, because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to work out some of the homework problems here for you so you can see that this is on page 138. Okay, so taking a look at this, here's our first one. We have 2 is less than x plus 2 is less than 5. Okay, now that looks just kind of confusing. Just seeing that like that, okay? This isn't as bad as it looks. We are just going to solve these equations. We are going to cancel out the plus 2 just like we normally would, except we have a number over here on this side and a number over here on this side. It's almost like a double equal sign, a number on each side, all right? So draw yourself a line down that symbol. Draw yourself a line down that symbol, okay? And watch what we do here. We're going to cancel out the plus 2. So we're going to go minus 2 on right here in the middle to cancel that out. And then do the same thing over here. Minus 2 and the same thing over here. Okay, minus 2's for everybody. All right, everything's getting minused by 2. Cancel that out. All right, now jump over here, do the math on this side. You have 0 on this side. Keep the same symbol. Keep your x there. All right, and then on this side over here, we have 5 minus 2 is going to get us 3, and then keep the same exact symbol. Okay, look at that. We just solved that compound equation. Okay, so what we have is x is greater than 0, and x is also less than 3. All right, so we'll graph that. Get yourself a graph here. Put down 0, put down 3, because that's the two numbers we got. Okay, so there's our graph so far. Next, take a look. None of the, it can't equal 0 and it can't equal 3. So open circle on 0, open circle on 3. All right. Now for this part, x is greater than, because the greater side is over here, greater than 0. So I'm just going to draw a little arrow going this way so I can get a picture of what's going on. So x is going to be bigger than 0. Over here, x is less than 3. So I'm going to draw a little arrow going this way to show that x is less than 3. Okay, so basically now that I got my arrows in place, now I can fill in the middle to show the possible numbers for x. So x can be any number between 0 and 3. Okay, this one here, this is an AND statement. All right, because it's combined. It can be any of these numbers right here. All right, there we go. We just solved our first compound equation. Let's check out this other one over here. This one, an OR statement is just going to tell you it's an OR statement, okay? It's not going to look like this over here. So here we got an OR statement. This one we have n plus 2 is less than 3. N plus 3 is greater than 7. All right, just solve them like two separate equations. Start with this guy. So we're going to go solving it just like normal, minus 2, minus 2. Draw your line across there. All right, keep everything all nice and organized. Okay, so this is going to cancel out the 2's on this side. We're left with n. Bring down the same symbol, and 1 over here on that side. Okay, simple. We solved the first one. Now jump over here to the next one. We got plus 3, so we're going to go minus 3, minus 3. Draw your line across there. All right, so that's what we have so far. Then we are going to cancel out the 3's. So we're left with n, this same exact symbol, and 4 over there on that side. Okay, so there's our two answers. N is less than 1, and n is greater than 4. Okay, and our OR statement would go right in between them. Now we're just going to graph it now that we've got our numbers for n. Okay, we used to have 1, and we have 4. All right, so there's our graph so far. We have open circles on both because they can't equal either one of these. Open circle on 1, open circle on 4. All right, now over here it says n is going to be less than 1. So we're going to be going this way. And on this side, n is greater than 4 because it's on the greater side. So this side's going to be going that way. All right, so we have everything less than 1, everything greater than 4, and the middle is nothing. All right, so there we go. We just solved that OR compound inequality. All right, let's check out number 11. Number 11, now we need to write the inequality for what is going on here. Okay, so taking a look at number 11, looking at this part right here, okay, we're on 5, and the line goes this way from negative 5, so x is going to be bigger than negative 5, okay, and this is an AND statement because the middle is filled in, okay, so this is an AND, so when that happens, you're going to have your x in the middle, then you're going to have negative 5 over here, the lower number down here, and then your bigger number, negative 3, over here on this side. All right, then in the space, we're going to set up our inequality. Okay, so that's what it looks like right here because it's an AND statement, just like we did right over here. Okay, so this line is going up from negative 5, and it can also equal negative 5. So we're going to say x is going to be greater than or equal to negative 5 because we got our greater side over here with the x. And at the same time, from negative 3, we're going down. So x is going to be less than or equal to negative 3. So x is on the less than side of the negative 3. All right, there we go. We just wrote our AND inequality, our compound inequality for this graph right here. All right, we'll solve a few more that are a little bit more complicated, and then I'll let you guys try some on your own, see how you guys do. Okay, take a look at number 19. We have 5 is less than 3 times x minus 1 is less than 17. Okay, again, first looking at that, it's like, wow, what are we going to do? Okay, well, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're just going to solve this like a normal equation. We're going to cancel out the minus 1 and we're going to cancel out the 3, but we're going to do it to both sides over here. Okay, so start with the minus 1. We're going to go plus 1. And then do a plus 1 over here and a plus 1 over here to the 17. All right, we have plus 1s for everyone. All right, get your lines across there so it keeps things nice and organized. Cancel out the minus 1s. So over here on this side, we're going to have 6. We're going to have the same exact symbol. In the middle, we're left with 3 times x. Bring this same exact symbol down. And we have 18 over here on this side. All right, so that's what we got so far. Just like solving equations, the next thing we would need to do is cancel out the 3 times x. So we would divide by 3 here, divide by 3 here. All right, dividing by 3 everywhere. So when we do that, that'll get us a 2. Keep the same symbol. Now we have x by itself. Keep the same symbol over here and 6 on that side. Okay, now we just solve this. All right, x is greater than 2. X is also less than 6. Okay, this is an and type of compound inequality. So now we're going to graph it. Get your number line here. Put down 2, put down 6. All right, so that's what we're going to start with. X cannot equal 2 and x cannot equal 6. So open circle on 2, open circle on 6. Now we're going to draw some little arrows to make sure we're going the right way. So on this side over here, x is greater than 2. So I'll draw a little arrow going that way just to make sure everything's ready. And then on this side, we have x is less than 6 because we got the pointed side over here. So it's going to be smaller than 6. And it looks like this is going to work out. Both my arrows are going toward each other. So that means this is going to be filled in the middle. And these are the possible numbers for x. Okay, fantastic. We just solved that one. Let's jump over here and let's look at one that's like an or statement. All right, so an or statement, we have an equation on this side and we have an equation on this side. All right, and we're just going to solve both of them. Start with this guy here. We're going to go minus 1. Draw your line across there, minus 1. Okay, so that's what we got so far. Just doing our first step to solve that equation. The 1s will cancel. We're left with 2 times x. Keep the same symbol. And 0 over here on that side. Okay, that's what we got so far. Last step, divide by 2. Divide by 2. And we're left with x. Keep the same symbol is less than 0. Okay, so we got one side solved. Now let's solve the other side. So we're going to cancel out the plus 5. We got minus 5. Minus 5. Draw your line across there. Okay, so that's what we got going on for that one. This one's just going to be one step. The 5s cancel. And we have x, keep the same symbol, is greater than 3. Okay, nothing else to do here. So I'm going to put the or, and I'm going to drop this puppy down here and put it right there. Okay, so this is what we got. We have x is less than 0. X is greater than 3. We're going to graph it. Put down your 0. Put down your 3. Okay, there's our first step. All right. X is going to be less than 0, so it can't equal 0. Open circle on 0. Can't equal 3. Open circle on 3. X is less than 0, so we're going to arrow over everything smaller than 0. X is greater than 3, we're going to arrow over everything greater than 3. Okay, so that's our graph solution for that. Everything smaller than 0, everything bigger than 3. These numbers do not matter. Okay? Last one. Here we got a picture of like a nice graph going on here. Looks pretty good. We're going to find out what the compound inequality is for that. Notice how there's no space in the middle filled out. They're going in opposite directions. Opposite directions is going to be an OR. Okay, so we're going to have an OR statement. Okay, so let's take a look at this side. We have an open circle on this side on 0, and we're showing everything smaller than 0. Okay, so I'm going to put down X. X is smaller than 0, so X is going to be less than. It's an open circle. No line's going to go there. And then we're going to have 0. Okay, so we got X less than 0. This side over here, we have all numbers greater than 2. Okay, so we're going to have X. And since it's all numbers greater than 2, the greater side is going to be over here with the X. Then we're going to have 2. And because it can equal 2 also, we'll put a line over there to show that X can be greater than or equal to 2. So we got X is less than 0. X is greater than or equal to 2. All right? Try a couple on your own. See how you do. Check out this one. Answer that one. Hit pause. And then in a few minutes, we'll take a look at what you guys got for some answers for this. Okay. So here's what we got going on. We have our minus 10 in the middle, so we did plus 10 on this side, plus 10 on this side. So we're left with 1 is less than X, and X is greater than 1. Okay, X is greater than 1 because the greater side is with the X over here. And then X is also less than 5. Okay, so we can graph that. Here we have, we'll just focus on this graph down here. We have an open circle on 1, open circle on 5. Here is X being greater than 1 going this way, and X being less than 5 going that way. All right, perfect. That's what we got for that one. Take a look at another example. This time I'm going to have you guys solve an OR one. Okay, so try this one with an OR statement. See how you do. Pause the video. Check in a few minutes to see what your answer is. Okay, let's check out, see what you guys got. Okay, so with this OR statement here, we solve the equation on this side. Minus 2, minus 2. We have R is less than 10. Then we solve the equation on this side. Minus 5, minus 5. We have R is greater than 14. All right, so then we'll just focus on this number line down here. Here is our 10. So R cannot equal 10, and R is everything smaller than 10. So it's going that way. Then on this side, we have 14. R cannot equal 14, and we have everything greater than 14. All right, there's our answer for that one. Let's check out the word problems part of this. All right, if you are in my period 4, you're going to stop right there and start working on the assignment. Your lesson is done for today. If you are in periods 1 and 7, we're going to take a look at the word problems that go along with this. All right, period 4, you will be checking this out tomorrow. Period 7, 1 and 7, we're going to take a look at the word problems here. Okay, so here's our first word problem for writing a compound inequality. The pH level of a popular shampoo is between 6.0, okay, we'll put some brackets there, and 6.5 inclusive. Write a compound inequality to show the pH levels of this shampoo, and then we're going to graph the solutions. Okay, so since it's between these two numbers, 6.0 and 6.5, this is going to be an AND type of compound inequality. All right, and we are going to be, so it can be anywhere from 6.0 to 6.5. So since it's an AND type, 6.0 is going to be on our low end, X is going to be in the middle, and 6.5 is going to be over here. Okay, we're just going to make it look like an AND statement here. Okay, so X can be 6.0, and it also needs to be bigger than 6.0. Okay, so we're going to have greater than or equal to on this side over here for the X. So X is going to be greater than or equal to 6.0. All right, and we got to make sure at the same time X does not go over 6.5. So we're going to make X less than or equal to 6.5. Okay, so we got X being equal or bigger than 6.0, X being smaller or equal to 6.5. Okay, so that's it. That is our inequality for this, our compound inequality. Now we're going to graph it. We'll get your number line here. We have 6.0. We have 6.5. Okay, so that's going to be our number line. We're going to graph it. It can equal 6.0. It can equal 6.5. So filled in circle. Okay, then we're going to draw some little arrows here to make sure it works. X needs to be greater than 6.0. So we'll draw a little arrow showing bigger than 6.0. X is going to be less than 6.5. So we'll draw a little arrow showing less than 6.5. And it's going to work because our arrows are going to meet each other. So then we'll just fill in the middle here to show it could be any of these numbers for X from 6.0 to 6.5. All right, that's it. There's our compound inequality. There's the graph. I'll let you guys try one on your own, see what you guys come up with. Try this one out, and then we will take a look at our answer here in just a minute. All right, you guys weren't supposed to see that part there. All right, try it on your own, though. See what you guys come up with. Check out this word problem, and hit play in a few minutes, and we'll see what you guys get. Okay, now let's check out the solution here. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have, here we have 1.0 for the low end, and C is greater than or equal to 1.0. C is also less than or equal to 3.0. Okay, that's how much parts of chlorine there could be. If we graph this, it can equal 1, it could equal 3, and it could be anything in between 1 and 3. All right, that's all you guys got for today. I got an assignment for you guys to work on after that, and then we'll be moving on to 2.7 the next class. There's your guys' assignment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys when I get back.